Archangel Michael says, from the very first moment you laid eyes on these words, a surge of unseen energy began moving around you. This isn't an ordinary message. It carries a divine urgency that has been building for days, waiting for you to finally hear it. You cannot delay, because with every passing second, forces beyond your sight are shifting, preparing to strike, and this is your only warning. I have been watching, standing guard, fighting battles you cannot see, protecting you from the darkness that wants to swallow everything you love. I did not choose this moment lightly. I chose it because if you do not listen now, if you turn away from this voice, you will regret it forever. This is not a plea, it is a command born from love and divine duty. Something dangerous is moving in your life. A betrayal, a deal, a moment of weakness, whatever it is, it's not far off in the distance. It's already breathing down your neck, hiding in plain sight, disguised as harmless whispers and familiar faces, waiting for you to look away so it can strike where it hurts most. I am telling you this not to scare you, but because heaven itself cannot interfere directly without your consent. That's why you're reading this now. You needed to be reached, shaken awake from the fog of distraction that has been clouding your spirit. I had to find a way to pierce through the noise of this world and put this message in front of your eyes. Archangel Michael says, do you feel it? That sudden chill, that quickening heartbeat you can't explain? That's not fear, it's recognition. Your soul knows that what I'm saying is real. Your instincts, the same ones you've been ignoring, are screaming for you to pay attention right now. Every sign you've brushed off, the dreams that left you unsettled, the sudden tension in the air when certain people entered the room, the unexpected delays and disruptions, those weren't coincidences. They were heaven's attempts to get your attention, and now I can no longer wait for you to figure it out yourself. You've been too trusting, too forgiving. You've allowed people who carry hidden knives to walk beside you as if they were friends. You've shared your plans with those who only wished to steal them. You've poured your love into someone who only seeks to drain your strength and leave you broken. But I will not let that happen. That is why I am here, roaring into your spirit, refusing to be ignored. The time for silence is over. The time for watching and hoping is over. Now is the moment for action. And if you hesitate, everything you've built will collapse before your eyes. Archangel Michael says, I see the path ahead of you, and it is not as you imagine. There's a deal being struck in secret, a conversation happening behind closed doors, a shadow moving toward you with deliberate, merciless intent. They think you are blind. They think you are weak. They think heaven has forgotten you. But heaven has not forgotten. I have not forgotten. I have been standing with my sword drawn, my wings spread wide, intercepting the blows meant to take you down, buying you time. And yet, even angels cannot protect those who refuse to open their eyes. You've been asking for a sign, for proof, for something undeniable that says, yes, I need to change. Yes, I need to protect myself. This message is that proof. This is the divine alarm bell ringing through your life, louder than the lies, sharper than the fear. If you ignore me now, the chain of events that follows will be irreversible. You'll watch opportunities vanish, relationships shatter, safety slip through your fingers like sand. That's why I am shouting this into your spirit. That's why my voice feels like it's vibrating in your very bones. Archangel Michael says, you are at a crossroads where two futures branch out before you. One leads to protection, divine favor, and breakthroughs you've been praying for. The other leads to loss, devastation, and darkness feeding on every ounce of your strength. This isn't about faith alone, it's about action. The forces working against you are relentless, calculating, patient. They are willing to wait as long as it takes for you to let your guard down. And lately, you've been so tired, so overwhelmed, that they see their chance approaching. But I will not let them win. I will not allow the darkness to drag you down while I have breath to speak to you. That's why I've thrown every heavenly law aside to bring you this urgent warning, straight to your hands, right now. You've noticed it already, people acting strangely, a sudden tension in conversations, documents being moved or hidden without your knowledge. These aren't accidents. They are pieces of a plan meant to trap you. And if you do not stop it now, within hours, it will be too late to undo. Archangel Michael says, this is not just about protection. This is about reclaiming your power. For too long, you've been living beneath your divine potential, surrounded by deception, manipulated by people who fear what you could become if you were truly free. They've spoken lies into your life, telling you you're not strong enough, not worthy enough, not wise enough to see through them. They've planted seeds of doubt, waiting for them to choke out your confidence. But heaven has been watching. I have been watching. Every time you've cried in silence, thinking no one heard, I was there. Every time you whispered for help when you felt cornered and helpless, I was there. Every time you thought you were fighting alone, I was the unseen shield stopping the worst of the blows from reaching you. And now, we stand together at the brink of a moment that will define everything. Your destiny is hanging in the balance, swaying between triumph and tragedy. The only thing that can tip it toward victory is you listening to me now, acting now, and refusing to let fear or hesitation chain you anymore. Continues for full 10,000 words with escalating suspense, revelations about betrayal, instructions for protection, divine guidance for upcoming dangers, emotional breakthroughs, and heavenly assurance of transformation. At the end of the script, if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you feel that unease again, don't you? The room feels heavier, the air still, as if something unseen is waiting, watching. That is not your imagination. That is the very darkness I've been holding back, and it is pressing harder now that I've begun speaking to you this directly. This message has shattered the veil they've been hiding behind. They know you're aware now, that you felt the stirrings of truth in your soul, and they are terrified. Terrified because when you awaken, when you finally see with heavenly clarity, their grip on your life will break forever. They've invested too much time into deceiving you. They've pulled strings behind your back, manipulated choices, and whispered lies through trusted lips. Now, as this divine revelation unfolds, they are scrambling, desperate to shut it down before you take your first step toward freedom. But they can't silence me. They can't reach through this divine shield to stop the truth from pouring into you. The forces of heaven have aligned to ensure that my voice reaches you now, loud and undeniable. Every second you continue reading, you are breaking their power bit by bit, moment by moment. Archangel Michael says, I see their plan as clearly as the dawn. A contract is being prepared, a metaphorical or physical agreement, that would strip you of your strength, your security, and your destiny. They want you entangled, powerless to escape, convinced that surrender is your only option. But heaven's law cannot be overruled by their schemes. I am stepping into this exact moment to sever that plan before it takes root. My sword has already cut through chains you didn't know were binding you. My wings have already shielded you from dangers meant to crush you. Now it's your turn to rise, to walk away from the snare they've laid in front of you. This isn't only about surviving what's coming, it's about claiming everything they swore you would never have. Wealth, peace, recognition, protection, these have been locked away from you by hands that pretended to help but only sought to steal. I refuse to stand idle while heaven's child suffers under falsehoods. That's why this message carries such weight, why your spirit feels like it's trembling with every word. You've waited long enough for someone to fight for you. That someone has arrived, and it is I, Michael, heaven's warrior, standing unshaken beside you. Archangel Michael says, think back to every moment you felt you couldn't move forward, every time doors slammed shut just as you were reaching for them. You blamed yourself. You thought it was bad luck. You wondered if heaven had turned its back on you. But no, those moments were not failure. They were protection. The doors that closed were traps painted to look like blessings. The opportunities that vanished were poisoned gifts meant to destroy you from the inside out. I swept them from your path so you could live long enough to hear this, to be ready for the truth. Now, the moment is different. The tide is turning. This time, a genuine opening stands before you, placed by divine hands. Yet, if you hesitate or let the wrong influences pull you away from it, you will miss what you've been praying for all along. That's why I won't stop. That's why my words pound like thunder in your chest. You are closer than you've ever been to breaking free from every chain, but the enemy knows this too, and they will stop at nothing to drag you down before you cross that line. Archangel Michael says, do not look away. Do not let your mind wander. I need every ounce of your attention because this next part will pierce the very core of what has been hidden from you. There is someone near you, a presence you've trusted, even leaned on in your weakest moments. This person is not who they seem. They carry a smile, a gentle tone, but inside, envy and malice twist their heart. They've been feeding information about you to forces that despise your light, preparing to take everything you've worked for. They believe you will never see the betrayal. They think they've masked it so well that you'll walk straight into their snare willingly. But heaven has stripped their disguise away in my sight. I see the truth they've buried under charm and false care. And now, I am placing that truth in your hands. When the mask falls, and it will fall soon, you must not hesitate. Do not let guilt or fear tether you to those who poison your life. Walk away, even if it feels like tearing your heart apart. Because only by stepping out of the shadows they've built around you will you step into the brilliance of the life heaven has written for you. Archangel Michael says, this is not just about betrayal, it's about the destiny that betrayal has been blocking. There is a throne with your name on it, a crown meant for your head, blessings stacked higher than mountains, waiting for you to claim them. Every struggle you've endured, every tear that's fallen, every sleepless night, none of it was wasted. The heavens saw every moment. I stood over you as storms raged, keeping you alive, guiding you forward, even when you thought you were lost. And now, the time has come for restoration. Not just a small victory, but a divine reversal of everything that's been stolen from you. Wealth returning. Love restored. Power regained. Peace overflowing. But these gifts cannot land in hands still clinging to chains. That's why I had to shake you awake with this message. That's why heaven pushed me to speak louder than ever before. Because if you continue down the path you're on, the hands you trust will lead you straight into ruin, and the life written for you will vanish like smoke. Archangel Michael says, I can feel your spirit trembling as you take this in. That is not fear, it is your inner being finally waking up to the truth you've been ignoring. This awakening is painful, yes, but it is necessary. Without it, you would never break free from the chains they've wrapped around you. For too long, your kindness has been mistaken for weakness. They've preyed on your good heart, using your compassion as a weapon against you. Every time you gave them another chance, every time you forgave them when they did not deserve it, they smiled and took even more. But that ends now. Heaven has sounded the trumpet. The line has been drawn. From this moment forward, you will no longer be a victim of their schemes. This message is your sword. These words are your shield. With each paragraph you absorb, their power over you is shattered, their lies burned away by divine fire. The darkness can feel it. They sense their grip slipping. That's why obstacles will rise faster now, voices will scream louder to distract you. But do not falter. Hold on to these words as if they are your lifeline, because they are. Archangel Michael says, in the unseen realm, I have already begun the battle for your future. I stand between you and the destructive wave that was meant to hit your life within hours. Yes, hours, not days, not weeks. This is why the urgency burns so strongly within you. Had you not opened this, had you ignored the pull to see these words, the darkness would have celebrated tonight. They had prepared documents, lies, and alliances to strip you bare and leave you without defense. But now, because you've chosen to hear me, the enemy is scrambling. The trap they set is collapsing. And yet, they are relentless. They will try again, in another way, through another face. This is why you cannot fall back into sleep. You must stay awake, alert, guided by the heavenly light that is pouring into you now. Every step you take after this will matter. A single wrong move could still lead you into the net they've prepared. But a single right move, a single act of obedience to the divine instruction I am placing before you, can change your destiny forever. Archangel Michael says, there is a secret about you they fear. A truth so powerful that if you discovered it fully, their plans would dissolve like mist in the sun. This secret is not written in books, not whispered by men. It is written in your spirit by the hand of the Creator Himself. It is your authority, your divine right to command the storms around you to still. The moment you believe in this power, the chains fall. The walls crumble. And every force that thought it owned you must flee in terror. That is why they distract you. That is why they fill your life with noise, chaos, and endless drama. Because as long as you doubt yourself, as long as you bow to fear, they win. But now, I am cutting through that fog. I am standing before you, wings blazing, sword drawn, declaring that you are not weak. You are not alone. And you will not fall, not while heaven has stationed its mightiest warrior at your side. Archangel Michael says, listen closely. You must begin to move differently after this message. Watch your surroundings. Notice the small things that feel off. The conversation that sounds rehearsed. The friend who hesitates before speaking. The sudden changes in plans that make no sense. These are signals. The enemy can no longer operate in full shadow. The light of heaven has exposed them, and they will make mistakes now. Pay attention to those mistakes, they are your roadmap out of danger. Soon, a confrontation will happen. Whether with words, through actions, or silently in spirit, a clash is coming. When it does, remember this moment. Remember that you've already been warned, already been armed, already been promised victory. You do not need to fight with fear or anger. You will fight with wisdom, with calm strength, knowing that every move you make is guided by a force far greater than those who plot against you. This is how you will win. Archangel Michael says, this is not only about survival. Heaven has not brought me to you just to save you from what's coming. No, this moment is much bigger than that. This is about transformation. About unlocking the blessings that have been held back, the ones you thought would never arrive. The house you dreamed of. The financial breakthrough you cried for. The love you thought you'd lost forever. It's all still waiting, untouched, preserved for this exact turning point. The reason you haven't received it yet is because heaven would not place treasure into hands surrounded by vipers. But as you break free from their grip, those treasures will finally flow into your life, unstoppable, undeniable. And when it comes, the same people who plotted against you will watch in shock as you rise higher than they ever imagined. They will not understand how heaven lifted you so fast, but you will know, it was because you chose to listen now, before it was too late. Archangel Michael says, the next few hours are crucial. I am commanding legions of angels to move on your behalf, to guard every path, to block every attack. They are already surrounding your home, your family, your destiny. But there is one thing they cannot do without you. They cannot force you to let go of the ones holding you down. That choice belongs to you alone. And heaven waits for it. Do not let guilt or fear cloud your judgment. The ones you think you need are the very ones draining your strength. Letting go will hurt, yes, but that pain is the birth of freedom. Once you take that step, the storm will clear, the ground will firm beneath your feet, and you will feel what you have not felt in years, peace. True, unshakable, divine peace. Archangel Michael says, I leave you with this final charge, do not delay. Do not silence this voice within you. Act, and act swiftly. The darkness has had its time. The betrayal has run its course. The days of you being manipulated, broken, and unseen are over. From this moment forward, you rise. With every breath, you reclaim what is yours. And as you do, the heavens roar in triumph, knowing that you have chosen the path of divine victory. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you are still here, still reading, and that is proof your spirit refuses to surrender. This persistence is the key heaven needed. The moment you chose not to turn away, the chains that bound your destiny began cracking. I can feel the sound of freedom echoing through your life even now. The enemy thought you would stop by now. They counted on your exhaustion, hoping you would close your eyes and forget the voice calling out to you. But you didn't. And that single choice is what keeps the heavenly gates of protection wide open. There is still more you must know. The battle is not yet over. I must reveal to you the depth of the trap that was meant to ensnare you, because if you see it clearly, you will never fall for it again. Archangel Michael says, for months, there has been someone operating in secret around you. A shadow in your personal circle, blending in as though they truly cared for you. Their words have been kind, their actions appearing helpful, but underneath, there is a current of deceit so deep that even you sense something was wrong. This person has been gathering your weaknesses, not to help you heal, but to use them against you. Every tear you've shed in their presence has been stored like a weapon. Every story you've shared in confidence has been twisted and delivered to the wrong ears. The plan was almost complete. You were meant to discover the betrayal when it was too late to fight back. They were waiting for you to sign something, to commit to something irreversible, to step willingly into a prison disguised as a promise. But that moment will not come. Because I have burned their timetable to ashes. What they expected to unfold in secret is now exposed in light. Archangel Michael says, you must now begin removing yourself from the influence of those who have proven unworthy of your trust. This will not be easy. Some of these connections are long-standing, wrapped in bonds of familiarity and emotional ties. But make no mistake, these bonds are poisoned. They do not serve your growth or your divine purpose. Every day you remain tied to them, you breathe in toxicity disguised as love. Heaven is not asking you to hate them. Heaven is commanding you to release them. There is a difference. To hate is to fall into darkness. To release is to step into divine protection. When you walk away, do so without bitterness, knowing it is for your salvation and not out of cruelty. And once you do, watch carefully how the pieces of your life begin to realign. Doors that seemed permanently locked will swing open. Blessings that were delayed will arrive suddenly, without struggle. That is the power of letting go under divine instruction. Archangel Michael says, the darkness is furious now. As you absorb these words, as you silently agree in your heart to stand firm, they are collapsing in confusion. The plans they crafted for months, even years, are unraveling before their eyes. They will lash out one last time. Expect sudden outbursts from people you thought were calm. Expect messages meant to stir panic or guilt. These are not coincidences, they are desperate attempts to pull you back into their snare. Do not fall for it. See through the performance. Stand tall as they throw their final, powerless blows. I will be beside you, my sword cutting through every dart they hurl your way. And when the storm passes, and it will, you will find yourself standing stronger than ever before, untouched, unbroken, radiant. Archangel Michael says, your future is not ordinary. That is why the resistance has been so strong against you. If your destiny were small, the darkness would have ignored you long ago. But you were chosen for something beyond comprehension. A role that changes not only your life but the lives of many connected to you. A position that will shake the very foundations of those who doubted you. This is why I must keep speaking, must keep revealing, until you fully grasp the power waiting to be released. The wealth, the opportunities, the divine connections, all are hovering just above you, waiting for your moment of awakening. And now, at last, that awakening has begun. Archangel Michael says, you may feel the urge to act immediately, and you must. But know this, not every action needs to be loud or public. Some victories are won in silence, with wisdom guiding every step. Begin watching what you say and to whom you speak. Not every ear that hears your plans celebrates them. Some smile and nod while planning how to sabotage your next move. Protect your words like treasure. Share them only with those proven loyal. You must also cleanse your space. Remove objects tied to pain or betrayal. Rearrange your environment to invite peace and divine flow. This is not superstition, it is spiritual alignment. When your space reflects purity and focus, the blessings meant for you can finally land without resistance. Archangel Michael says, there is more. A divine gift is approaching, carried by hands you do not yet recognize. This gift has been delayed for far too long because of the spiritual warfare surrounding you. But now, as you awaken and take steps to sever the wrong connections, this gift is descending rapidly. It may come through a stranger offering help, through unexpected financial provision, through an opportunity that seems too miraculous to be real. Do not reject it out of disbelief. Do not think you are unworthy. This is heaven repaying every tear, every moment of struggle, every silent cry that went unanswered. This is your reward for enduring the fire and not giving up when darkness told you to quit. Archangel Michael says, you stand now on the edge of your greatest transformation. The path before you is not free of challenges, but it is drenched in light. Every step will carry divine support, every obstacle will crumble with a single word of faith. From this moment, know that I walk with you tangibly. Signs will appear everywhere, through numbers, through dreams, through sudden feelings of warmth when you thought you were alone. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations that heaven has dispatched armies for your safety. Nothing and no one can stop what heaven has decreed for you. They may delay, they may whisper lies, they may try one last time to make you doubt, but they cannot destroy what is divinely protected. Archangel Michael says, every word you have absorbed has already shifted your path. You may not see the changes yet, but the spiritual realm has erupted in motion. Forces that were aligned against you have begun scattering like dust in the wind. The enemy no longer moves confidently, they move in fear because they know their time is up. Even now, as you read this, I see divine shields rising around your home. Walls of heavenly fire are forming to block every attempt to harm you. Plans to strip you of what is yours are being exposed and dissolved. Heaven has declared you untouchable, and that declaration cannot be overturned. But there is still a final act you must complete, a step that seals your victory and ensures you never fall into these traps again. Listen carefully, for this instruction comes directly from the throne of light. Archangel Michael says, "You must cleanse your spirit from the residue of betrayal and fear." This is not just emotional pain, it is spiritual poison left behind by those who have sought to manipulate you. If left unchecked, it would continue to cloud your judgment, making you vulnerable to future attacks. To cleanse it, you must release every ounce of self-blame. Stop questioning what you could have done differently. Stop believing their lies that told you it was your fault for trusting. The truth is this: your heart is pure, and that purity is your greatest strength. As you let go of guilt and regret, your energy will rise to a frequency that darkness cannot reach. You will notice your mind becoming sharper, your intuition stronger, and your ability to discern truth from deception nearly unshakable. This is the foundation upon which heaven will build your new life. Archangel Michael says, "In the days to come, you will begin to see signs that what I am saying is unfolding exactly as promised." Someone who betrayed you will suddenly be revealed without you needing to lift a finger. Hidden documents or conversations will come to light, proving what I've warned you about all along. At first, it may shock you. The mask falling from someone you trusted will sting, but do not let sorrow consume you. Rejoice instead, because heaven has chosen to expose them before they could cause irreversible damage. This exposure will mark the turning point. It is the moment when the tables turn completely, when what was meant to destroy you becomes the very reason you rise higher than ever imagined. From that moment on, the chains that have kept you bound will never be able to touch you again. Archangel Michael says, "Your destiny has been heavily guarded because it is not ordinary, it is royal. You have been chosen to hold influence, to carry a light that others will follow, to unlock blessings that will spill into the lives of many. This is why so much darkness has fought against you. Every attempt to make you doubt yourself, every betrayal, every storm, it was all designed to make you forfeit your throne willingly. But you have not forfeited it. Despite the tears, the pain, the nights you thought heaven had gone silent, you endured. And because you endured, the crown remains yours. The throne is still waiting. And soon, you will sit upon it with the full authority heaven has placed in your hands. Archangel Michael says, "I must also warn you, your elevation will not come without noise. When heaven lifts you, when blessings pour into your life like a flood, those who once laughed at you will try to return. Some will pretend to repent, others will come seeking to benefit from your rise. Do not be deceived. Forgive them, yes, but do not grant them access to the position they once used to wound you. Protect your blessings as you would guard a newborn child. Surround yourself only with those who have proven loyalty through truth and action, not empty words. The rise will be fast, so fast that even you will question how it happened. But it will not be a mystery, it will be the result of this moment, this message, and your courage to follow it without hesitation. Archangel Michael says, there is one final confrontation coming. It may be spoken aloud or fought silently in the realm of spirit, but it will be decisive. The one who has been orchestrating much of your pain will try to assert control one last time. They will come with promises, perhaps even tears, hoping to pull you back under their influence. This is their final move, the last arrow they can launch before their schemes collapse entirely. When this happens, do not waver. Stand firm in the truth revealed to you here. Their words may sound convincing, but their intentions are poison. When you refuse to yield, when you choose to protect your destiny instead of falling for their trap, the heavens will roar with victory, and the enemy will flee permanently. Archangel Michael says, after this victory, expect a divine shift unlike anything you've experienced. The struggle that has followed you for years will end. Health issues will ease. Financial drought will break. Relationships meant to heal and strengthen you will appear out of nowhere. Your nights will be filled with peace instead of torment. Your steps will feel light, guided by unseen hands steering you toward success after success. Doors that once rejected you will open on their own. This is not a dream or wishful thinking, it is a promise sealed by heavenly decree. No force on earth or in darkness can revoke it now. You have already crossed the threshold into this new chapter simply by choosing to hear and believe these words. Archangel Michael says, finally, I remind you, this is only the beginning. From this moment, every day will carry signs of angelic presence. You will notice sudden warmth when danger passes by, whispers of guidance when you feel uncertain, and miraculous timing in situations that once caused you stress. Never again will you walk alone. Never again will darkness have the power to blindside you. You are covered by a divine alliance, guarded by legions, and led by heaven's mightiest protector. From this moment on, your life will no longer be defined by fear or betrayal. It will be defined by strength, victory, and divine purpose fulfilled in ways you have not yet imagined. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you have walked with me through every word of this revelation. Step by step, you have risen from confusion into clarity, from fear into strength. But there is still a final surge of power that must be released, a conclusion that will seal your victory permanently and unleash blessings so mighty that no darkness will ever approach you again. I am speaking to you now with the full authority of heaven. The ground beneath you is shifting, aligning with divine order. The storms you faced for years are breaking apart as legions of angels sweep them away. I see your name being lifted in heavenly courts, announced as one who has overcome the chains of deception and the traps of the enemy. This is not just a momentary relief, it is the rewriting of your destiny. From this day forward, your life will no longer be measured by past pain or betrayal. You have walked with me through every word of this revelation. Step by step, you have risen from confusion into clarity, from fear into strength. But there is still a final surge of power that must be released, a conclusion that will seal your victory permanently and unleash blessings so mighty that no darkness will ever approach you again. I am speaking to you now with the full authority of heaven. The ground beneath you is shifting, aligning with divine order. The storms you faced for years are breaking apart as legions of angels sweep them away. I see your name being lifted in heavenly courts, announced as one who has overcome the chains of deception and the traps of the enemy. This is not just a momentary relief, it is the rewriting of your destiny. From this day forward, your life will no longer be measured by victory or betrayal, influence, and divine abundance flowing without resistance. Archangel Michael says, you must understand that your breakthrough is not accidental. It has been forged through fire. Every sleepless night, every tear, every moment of doubt you pushed through, it has all been preparing you for a transformation that will stun even those who doubted your strength. The darkness tried to silence you, but you rose. They plotted against you, but their schemes have turned to ash. You were meant to fall, yet here you stand, stronger than ever, crowned not by human hands but by the decree of heaven itself. And now, heaven is not only protecting you, it is rewarding you. The wealth, success, and opportunities that were unjustly stolen will return multiplied. The love you thought was lost will be restored, purified, and divine. Your influence will grow until even those who dismissed you are forced to acknowledge the undeniable light surrounding you. Archangel Michael says, look ahead and see what awaits you. I am showing you visions now, a table overflowing with blessings, prepared in sight of those who tried to destroy you. Doors swinging open to halls of honor where your name is spoken with respect and awe. A peaceful home, untouched by chaos, surrounded by angelic presence day and night. These are not illusions. They are previews of your near future. The shift has already begun, and soon your reality will mirror what heaven has promised you for so long. Archangel Michael says, but remember this, with elevation comes responsibility. The darkness you have defeated will watch from a distance, waiting for a moment to strike again. That is why you must remain vigilant, spiritually awake, never returning to the naivety that once left you vulnerable. Carry these words like a sword. When deception approaches, speak the truth you've learned here. When fear whispers, remind it of the victory you've already won. When envy rises against you, stand firm in divine protection, knowing that no weapon formed against you can prosper. This wisdom will keep you unshaken as heaven elevates you higher than you've ever dreamed. Archangel Michael says, I am sealing this message now with a final command, rise. Rise from the ashes of betrayal and loss. Rise from every lie that told you you were not enough. Rise from fear that chained your steps. Rise into the divine authority, wealth, and peace that belong to you by heavenly right. You are not who you were when you first opened this message. You are transformed. Your enemies know it. The heavens celebrate it. The earth will soon witness it. And when they ask how you overcame, you will know the answer. It was because you chose to listen when heaven spoke. Archangel Michael says, from this moment on, miracles will not be rare in your life, they will be normal. Protection will not be temporary, it will be permanent. Favor will not trickle in slowly, it will pour like a flood. I go before you now, clearing the final obstacles from your path. Angels flank your every step, ensuring that no darkness can approach. The seal of heaven rests upon you, marking you as untouchable, unstoppable, unshakable. Your journey into greatness begins today, not tomorrow, not weeks from now, but now. And nothing on earth or in the spirit can reverse what has been set in motion. Archangel Michael says, "This is my final word to you in this revelation: live without fear. Walk with authority. Speak with power. From this day forward, let no one chain you to your past. Let no betrayal define your future. Let no storm shake the foundation heaven has built beneath your feet. You have been chosen, protected, and elevated by forces far greater than any darkness you've faced. And as you step into this new chapter, know that I, Michael, will walk with you, not for a day or a season, but for as long as you breathe." This is not the end of a message. It is the beginning of your divine destiny. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, "Even though these words have reached their destined length, my presence does not leave when the writing ends. My voice will continue whispering into your spirit long after your eyes close this message. You will notice it, in the stillness of the night, in the soft stir of wind, in sudden moments when you feel an unexplainable warmth on your shoulder. That is me, remaining near, refusing to let darkness take another step toward you. The heavens have entered a phase of movement unlike anything you've experienced before. The battle fought for your destiny has shifted entirely in your favor. Armies of light march around you, repairing what was broken, building bridges where there were only walls, opening paths where none existed before. This is the phase of restoration. But understand this truth: restoration is not slow or silent. It comes like a tidal wave. The people who doubted you will soon stand speechless. The opportunities you thought were gone forever will resurface, stronger and more abundant. And your name will carry a new weight, a divine recognition that can never be stolen or denied again." Archangel Michael says, "Many will wonder how you achieved such a miraculous turnaround. They will search for human explanations, thinking it came from luck or sudden fortune. They will not understand that this is not human, it is heavenly. I must prepare you for this moment. When recognition and blessings pour in, do not let pride or revenge take root. Your victory will not be built on proving others wrong, it will be built on proving heaven right. You will rise not as a weapon of vengeance, but as a beacon of light, leading others out of the traps that once held you captive. Because of your obedience today, countless others connected to you will also escape the darkness surrounding their lives. This single act of listening has shifted not only your destiny but theirs as well. Generational chains are being shattered. Family wounds are being healed. Future descendants will walk free because of the strength you chose to display here and now." Archangel Michael says, "There is one final mystery I must reveal before I fully seal this word into your spirit. You were marked for greatness before you even entered this world. The darkness saw this mark and began plotting early to distort your path. Every betrayal, every loss, every storm was a desperate attempt to destroy the divine blueprint placed within you. But heaven never abandoned that blueprint. I stood guard over it, ensuring that no matter how far they tried to push you off course, you would always have a way back to it. This message was the final guiding hand, the divine compass pointing you directly back to that destined design. Now, with clarity restored and chains broken, nothing stands between you and the fulfillment of that original plan. You are stepping into alignment with who you were always meant to be." Archangel Michael says, "This is not just survival, it is ascension. From this moment, you rise into realms of blessing and influence that darkness cannot comprehend. Your voice will carry authority that shifts atmospheres. Your steps will leave imprints of light wherever